heard of the gold rush, right? People dropping everything to chase a fortune? Well, a new one is happening right now. But this time, the prospectors aren't digging for metal. They're building artificial intelligence. And in this race, the stakes aren't just fortunes. We're talking about the future itself. So if you're picturing some slow, methodical progress happening in a quiet lab somewhere, just forget it. What we're seeing is a flat-out global sprint. It is frantic. New players and mind-blowing breakthroughs are popping up almost every single week.
And I mean everyone is trying to get a piece of the action. We're talking the biggest tech companies you can think of, all the way up to entire nations. They are all scrambling to plant their flag in this new territory, and the moves are coming faster than ever. What we're witnessing right now, it's not just a series of random product announcements. No, this is a full-blown arms race, and the winning strategy has completely changed. It's not just about having the smartest model anymore. Now it's about who can deliver that intelligence faster and cheaper than anybody else. This battle is really being fought at the ground level, with the foundational models themselves. You can think of them as the core engines that are going to power, well, pretty much everything else. And the competition to build the best one is absolutely fierce.
The world of image generation is a perfect example of this. It's a real showdown. In one corner, you've got Google's Nano Banana. It went viral, it's incredibly creative, and best of all, it's free for most of us. But in the other corner, TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, just came out swinging with Seedream 4.0. They're claiming it's better, it's faster, and they're aiming it squarely at the pros. So you've got two giants with two totally different game plans.
And ByteDance is not just talking a big game. They're putting numbers on the board. They're promising a model that's 10 times faster. For a creative professional, that's huge. Less time waiting, more time creating. It generates in ultra-high resolutions like 2K and 4K, and it can blend up to 6 different images into one. By setting a price of $30 for 10,000 images, they're sending a very clear message. This is not a toy. It's a professional-grade tool built for serious work.
And just when you think you've got the lay of the land, a new challenger storms the field. Elon Musk's company, xAI, has just unleashed something called Grok 4 Fast, and its entire strategy is built around one thing: radical efficiency.
So what does radical efficiency actually look like? Well, it looks like this number, 98%. xAI is claiming their new model gets the same quality as their top-of-the-line Grok 4, but with a 98% cost reduction. This is not just a small improvement. This is the kind of thing that could cause a market earthquake, making high-end AI cheap enough to be deployed on a massive scale. And it's not just cheaper, it has a massive memory. Grok 4 Fast has a 2 million token context window. So what on earth does that mean? It means it can hold the equivalent of several novels worth of information in its active memory at one time. Imagine feeding it an entire company's financial history and just telling it to find weird stuff, or giving it a complex piece of software and telling it to hunt for the bug. That's the kind of game-changing power we're talking about.
But this fight isn't just between these huge, closed-off corporate giants. While they're building their walled gardens, Alibaba just threw a huge wrench in the works. They released their powerful vision model, Qwen 3VL, to the public for free. This open-source move is a direct challenge to the pay-to-play ecosystem, giving developers everywhere a powerful alternative to build with.
Okay, so the models are getting smarter, faster, and cheaper. That's great for developers and big tech companies, but let's be real. How does any of this actually show up in your day-to-day life?
Because this new intelligence isn't staying locked away in a data center. Oh no, it's being integrated into everything, from the apps on your phone to the actual hardware you wear.
Take dating. Meta is trying to use AI inside Facebook to kill the endless, soul-crushing swipe. Instead of basic filters, you can now ask an AI assistant for something incredibly specific, like a Brooklyn girl in finance. And they have this Meet Cute feature that throws you one unexpected, tailored match every week, trying to spark those connections you might have otherwise missed.
Meta's also pushing AI right into the physical world with its new Ray-Ban smart glasses. This isn't just a camera on your face anymore. We're talking a heads-up display that lives in your right eye. And when you pair it with a wristband that can read your muscle signals, you can click, scroll, and interact with apps just by thinking about a gesture. It's totally hands-free computing, hiding in plain sight.
And this isn't some far-off concept product from a sci-fi movie. It's launching September 30th for $800. Think about that. For the price of a new phone, the barrier between digital information and your physical world is starting to dissolve. It just shows how fast this technology is moving from the lab into products you can actually buy.
It's also changing how we create things. YouTube just rolled out a whole suite of AI tools that basically streamline the entire process for creators. You can get ideas from an inspiration tab, you can test different titles to see which gets more clicks, and then, this is wild, you can have your video automatically dubbed into other languages, with the lips perfectly synced. This just lowers the barrier to entry for creators everywhere.
So, while all these consumer apps and gadgets are rolling out, something much, much bigger is being built behind the scenes. We're talking about the fundamental infrastructure and the ideological rules that are going to define the future of AI for decades.
Let's start with the physical foundations. Just look at this number, $400 billion. That is not for an entire industry. That is the planned budget over the next 3 years for a single project called Stargate. This is the staggering scale of the hardware being built to power this revolution. Project Stargate is a partnership between OpenAI, Oracle, and SoftBank to build 5 new mega data centers. They're targeting 10 gigawatts of power. That is enough to run a small country, all of it dedicated to training and running AI. This is our century's version of building the railroads, a new industrial revolution built on silicon and electricity.
But with all this unprecedented power, this incredible power, comes an equally unprecedented question. Who gets to write the rules? Who decides what these incredibly powerful systems are allowed to think and what they're allowed to say?
And you know what? We're already seeing different answers to that question emerge. In China, the guiding principle for their AI models is clear. They have to align with national values. There's already a safe variant of a popular model that has been specifically retrained to avoid politically sensitive topics and just stick to state-approved speech rules.
And in the US, a different set of rules is being written. A plan that guides how government agencies use AI explicitly defines what it considers neutrality by requiring models to reject specific frameworks, like what it calls radical climate dogma, and diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI.
So here's the crucial point to all this. This gold rush, it's not just about building the most powerful technology. It's about embedding a specific worldview, a set of values, into the very code that is going to shape our future. From the code being written to the actual concrete being poured for these data centers, the foundations of our AI-powered future are being laid right now as we speak. And that leaves us with the most important question of all. In this global race, who do you think should be writing the rules?